Hello Curious! Today marks another year since the People's Princess tragically left this world, but to this day we continue to talk about her. We continue to see her life on the side, not just from the royal perspective, but also from the side of the Spencer family. Her given name was Diana Frances Spencer, and to this day her story remains intriguing to many people even after all this time since her absence. And over the years, they had all inspired countless productions that look at her life, and today we are going to look at different movies and series that took a closer look at what her life looked like. Which ones made people stop in their tracks? Did any of the productions make the crown tremble? Was a production censored for harassment and persecution of Princess Diana? And which project had caused a stir about the car that Lady Di was abroad and that started countless conspiracy theories which were supported by Mohammed Al Fayed, Dodi's father, and that he took to court? Stay with us until the very end to find out all the details, but before we continue, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our daily videos. Many things continue to be said about the Queen of People's Hearts, from the fact that she was not a good student, that she went through several different schools, to the fact that she belonged to a broken family where she was abandoned by her mother at a very young age. There was also the fact that Prince Charles had first dated one of her sisters before approaching the young Diana, to people at times questioning her kindness, talking about how it was her way to manipulate the press. The fascination with Lady Di also comes with people looking at a darker and more real side of her. For example, in the documentary Princess in Love, a CBS production that narrated the lives explicitly of the extramarital relationship with her riding instructor. In addition to this, there was also another program that talked about the princess allegedly manipulating people that was titled Diana, a Tribute to the People's Princess, that showed her relationship with Dodi Al Fayed, the relationship of her children, but also how she was the real woman behind the idealization and the fanaticism that people approached her with. However, we will not go on to talk about her life story, as we have done so in plenty of other videos, which you can find in our playlist dedicated to the royal family, the link to which is currently being displayed above. Though for now, stay with us until the very end to find out other productions on a much bigger scale that talk about Diana. The fascination with the princess right now can be easily seen as this year alone, in 2021, we have no less than 3 different productions inspired by her being released or worked on. However, when we talk about her and the projects she inspired, most only think of the big hits, and few can imagine that there are nefarious other shows and movies that uphold her memory. Even some who have been censored, but we'll talk more about that in a moment, so make sure you stay with us until the very end. One of the most controversial series at the moment has most certainly been The Crown, that in great part highlighted the ups and downs of the royal family, from the speculations about infidelities in the relationship of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth to now. Most recently, with the latest season, people were able to see the princess being an icon and a sympathetic person that many remembered her to be. Naturally, some have complained about some of the details. Even her brother, Charles Spencer, who was dismayed by the public's perception of his sister to the point where he said, "I find that Americans say they've watched The Crown as if they've had a history lesson. Well, they haven't." And as reports seem to suggest, while some members of the royal family had watched the show, others were not so thrilled by it and the fact it dramatised their private lives. Though few had been able to resist the drama, especially with the way that Emma Corrin captured the young Diana so well and earned some high praise. And so, the upcoming season, where Elizabeth Debicki will take over the role, the expectations are high. Her Diana will be going through the most terrible of her years within the British royal family, the scandalous divorce from Prince Charles, and the fact that through all this she continued to help those in need, landing her the image to many charities, as well as being a fashion icon. Apart from this series, fans can also expect a recording of a Broadway musical titled Diana to make its way to Netflix on October 1st, as per Variety. Though we know that right now, the one production that everyone is waiting for is Spencer, where none other than Kristen Stewart will take on the role of Lady Di. The movie will be released on November 5th, and right now for Stewart, the expectations are sky high. And if you thought that all productions were critically acclaimed, then you would be wrong. One such example would be the 2013 movie Diana, which is also the story of her life, and that had one of the biggest budgets. But even the movie star Naomi Watts, who took on the role of the Princess of Wales, admitted that it was a sinking ship. The Guardian also didn't have anything positive to say about the movie at the time either, in their review writing, "I hesitate to use the term car crash cinema, but the awful truth is that 16 years after the terrible day in 1997, she has died another awful death." Though it is not only biopics that earned harsh criticisms. 1993's Diana, her true story, was described by critics as shallow as a toddler's playpool. But out of the many movies made about Lady Di, not all of them saw the light of day. One of them was the Lost Diana and Me movie, starring Toni Collette. There is a good reason, however, that the movie never saw the light of day, as it was due to be released in 1997, but following the passing of the princess, they found it too awkward to release it. The reason for that was because the plot revolved around an Australian lady named Diana Spencer who travelled to the UK to catch a glimpse of her famous namesake, and in one of the scenes she teamed up with the paparazzi to chase her. And as you know, given that Diana's crash happened as they were driving quickly to escape the paparazzi, it wasn't the best idea to release this film. Though it was released only via German DVD. Though since we are speaking about that fateful night, why not check out our video where the surgeon who tended to the princess at the hospital had talked about the accident for the first time since August 31st that fateful year. And while Lady Di had movies based on her life, so did her sons. For example, William and Kate, which was released in 2011, was filmed in Los Angeles for the Lifetime channel and was released to coincide with a royal wedding. There are also 3 movies about Harry and Meghan, titled A Royal Romance, Becoming Royal, and the upcoming Escaping the Palace, which will premiere on September 6th. Obviously, when we talk about Princess Diana, not all are series that have put her memory to waste. There are many more that have been taken so seriously, especially where the topic of her passing is concerned, and some had even gained a stir to endless conspiracy theories, such has been the case of Death of Diana, The Incredible Revelations, as it had further fueled the questionable facts surrounding her passing. It talked about the car in which the princess was travelling during the last moments of her life, and about the interesting statements that were made in 1994 by the alleged first owner of the vehicle, who was Eric Busquet, who, after only 3 months of having bought it, had it stolen, though the thief had then had an accident that nearly totaled the car. The owner repaired it and put it for sale, and later it was owned by Paris Etoile Limousines, who in turn rented it to the Ritz Hotel where the princess was staying. In addition, as per the documentary, the hotel employees had broken the silence and said that the car was very unsafe to travel above 43 miles per hour. And here we'll remind you that the only person who survived the crash was the bodyguard who was travelling with the couple, and as investigators revealed, he had only survived as, unlike the other passengers, he was wearing his seatbelt. But despite all this, to this day, Mohammed Al-Fayed presumes that his son and his girlfriend were victims of a conspiracy. And so curious, when we think that everything has been said and done where the life and passing of Princess Diana is concerned, we can only assume that there is more to say. And who knows, maybe after the passing of Queen Elizabeth there might be more information that will be made available to the public, given that they keep many things to themselves. Although, seeing that many programs have been released about Princess Diana, do you think that it raised some concerns in the royal family? Do you think that there is any more controversy that surrounds her life that we don't know about? Which of the aforementioned productions have been your favourite? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.